Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I just had my 1 minute reflection of staring at the bottom right corner of my screen and waiting for the time to change so I could go live, where I reflect on my choices in life and wonder why I am doing anything I have ever done. Welcome to the stream. So today's episode was this week's rather was it was good. It was a good episode overall. I enjoyed it. Had a good time, had some fun. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just stalling until people show up. Oh, look, people. Usually I talk about anything that's happened in the past stuff. Oh, I actually did the stream on time this week, which, hasn't really been a thing because of my sleeping schedule, but my sleeping schedule's only slightly more fucked up because I had to wait yesterday for some Jeffree Star's cosmetics. Didn't think I would have to buy that, but my sister just needed a fucking lip gloss, and I was the person to do it. And I hated it. I hate every moment of having to buy an item from Morphe. It was the worst experience of my life, and I wish to never repeat that because it was bad. And I hate every aspect of it. But she got her fucking lip gloss, and I hope it's worth it. I hope it's gonna be worth it. So we have that. Let's start with the episode. This episode had a reading challenge, and it was bad. It was a really bad reading challenge. Oh, I was not going to buy a lip gloss for myself. Why would I need a lip gloss? I almost bought the lip balm. Almost bought it. This reading challenge was bad. It was like... So the person that won was Crystal. I did not think Crystal had anything overly funny to say compared to anyone else. I just think there was slightly more venom in what they said compared to everyone else, but I don't think they were that funny. I didn't think anyone was that funny. Also, there's such not that many people there that like for them to have like 2 reads per person was so weird because it was like it needs more. There needs to be more given so we can have an accurate depiction. I think Crystal won solely for the fact that clearly she was the wild card of being a team leader and choosing the teams. Because if it was Vivian, you know where it was go. If it was like Davina, you kind of have an idea. But and Baga as well. But Crystal was like, it could be anyone. So really, I think that's the reason why Crystal won. The main thing that I took away from it is Blue didn't know what a rent boy was. And I was like, oh my god, I'm really becoming the old gay that's like, oh my god, these young homosexuals just don't know the history. How do you not know what rent boy is? Do you not remember it shutting down? It caused a surge all throughout the land of rentboy.com getting shut down. It was an amazing time. Oh god. So that's mainly what I remember. We skip rehearsals because who the fuck cares about rehearsals? Did I just pause the screen? No. Okay. What I do want to talk about is the teams and how there was like how some gangs got formed. I don't know how this happened. This really does not happen on Drag Race, where like you are so into your team that like the other team is like a completely different entity, which is so funny considering that I think most people are more likely friends with people on the other team, but they were so hostile towards each other in all good fun, of course, but that usually doesn't happen on Drag Race. Usually it's already based on already happening fights and stuff or factions. So I thought that was fun. I thought it was cute. And then this interesting little thing of having the queens react to the other queens while they did the performance, which didn't really intercut anything. It was just kind of bookends. We had the beginning and the end without anything in the middle to really showcase like, oh, this person's doing bad or this person, which, it was fine, but it just seems so unnecessary altogether. I liked the song. I thought the song was like, it sounded good to my ears. I think it works better. I don't know who the writers are, but the writers for this song is it's working much better than American Drag Race, and that's for sure. Sometimes American Drag Race songs are just, oh, they're so awful. So let's talk about the team. Team Crystal, what were they called? Filth Harmony? Not my favorite name, to be honest. They, first off, don't have a cohesive look. None of them look the same. There's this weird denim motif going on, but Cheryl doesn't have it. There's a black going on, but Cheryl just is not part of this group. Cheryl is not part of this group whatsoever. She looks the most different out of everyone. She looks so out of place here. I think they all should have wore pastel colored hair with those buns to be more cohesive. But like even when I look at Crystal and Vivienne, they also don't look anything alike either. The only thing they all have going for them is boots. That's it. Individually, Crystal was very boring. Didn't really have much to say. I actually liked their verse. I thought it was fine. I saw this wig on Crystal and I was like, that wig is going to ruin her. And I was correct. I was correct in saying that it didn't happen during the challenge, but it happened during the lip sync because that wig was not her friend. Vivienne didn't really say the words. Even in the verse, there was a specific point in Vivienne's verse where she cackles, but was completely turned around and not looking at the judges while you cackle. How do you do that? Like, that's a big energetic moment that you really need to showcase to the audience. And it was, she was turned around. It's like, if you really need to get to that point in the stage, you should have backed up, walked backwards rather than turning around and walking. Cheryl was, good performance overall. Dance, she choreographed it, so of course, but even without knowing that she was the choreographer, it was so clear that they were supposed to be doing what Cheryl was doing and they weren't. Like, the dancing was so off. One thing I did not like though was the intercut faces of the judges. I was like, they're being so shady because, of course, it's a TV show, so they need to actually make sure that that they're doing bad, right? But I just felt like, they don't deserve that. They're still performing. They're not terrible. They're really not. It was just the weaker of the two groups, and it was very clear what was happening. But I did not like seeing the judges being bewildered about what was happening. It's like, come on. That was dumb. And of course, I blame it more on the editing than I blame on the stuff. But wow, I was not happy about that though. Yeah, and that's also the thing. It wasn't bad until you saw the next group. The next group was just so good. And this was not good in retrospect. But at the time, I was like, it's not that bad. But it was clear. But once the second group went on, you clearly saw who the winner was. So let's talk about them. So they're called the Frock Destroyers. I mean, great name. Love to add that reference. They are more cohesive with the, black, blonde hair. Davina is definitely to me, is like the center point with her roots. Their dancing was so much more cohesive and much more in sync, but I noticed that the dancing was a little bit less. It was a lot of arm movements compared to the other group, which I think worked in the benefit because it was like just completely. It was also very memorable. It was very memorable about what they did. I didn't really talk about their vocals because I don't think the vocals matters, but I did really like Baga's vocals. I mean, I've been a fan of Baga as like a vocalist for a while. I remember when she was in the Buffalo Girls. Y'all remember that? Don't Rescue Me. Oh, love it. Remember it. Blue was kind of the weakest of the group, but it's not really saying much considering that they were all really good. I just don't remember them as much. Davina to me shined so bright. They were funny from like the word go. They really, really just did everything correctly. And I love the verse. One thing about during their verses, they didn't have Blue and Baga do any choreography. They were just playing patty cake in the background, I guess because it was about like Davina going off and saying what they were saying, and she wasn't doing like any specific choreography that they could copy. So I think that was the case. That was just the one thing I noticed, but I really liked it. I liked it overall, and it was the better of the team overall. But yeah, that was it. That's all I really have to say about them. Let's go into the runway. Queens at the races. That's what the runway is. They're watching a horse race. And first up is Vivienne. This is a great look. It looks so good. I love this fabric. I love this metallic, coppery fabric. Oh, the team silence is so funny because they really wanted to play off that they were confident, but once you saw the other team, they were so sure of what their fate was going to be. But Vivienne's outfit was so good. I love it. I love the binoculars. I love this dress. I think it was great. Not really much to say on it. It's just a really great look overall. You think the fabric looks cheap? I just don't think it's you can see the inside. Inside is the same fabric. It's the same fabric paneling without like a structured garment underneath. So I think that's kind of it. But outside of that, I still like it overall. Fucking Cheryl. What was this? I'm so tired of Cheryl like falling back on this is what a real Essex girl wears. It's like, no. Like, well, okay, yes, that might be the case, but you're on Drag Race. You're supposed to be wearing some good shit, not what an Essex girl wears. And even in the history of pedestrian runway looks, which, you know, some have been like good and acceptable, this is bad. This is an ugly dress anyways. Like, I don't like it even on a regular person. I just don't like it as a dress. So it's just I hate it so much. And I don't like the idea of like falling back on this is where it comes from and this is what they wear. It's like you're supposed to be wearing like fashion and I don't like it whatsoever. And a lot of the time Cheryl has been able to get away with it because of their personality. Not anymore. Not at this point. It's just too much and I'm over it. This is like the worst look of the week. And there's no real argument against it. It's bad. It's bad overall. At first, I love this look. I love this look from Crystal, but that hat, it's literally a piece of foam covered in fabric. That's all it is. And it with a hole in it for the head, and then there's still the fabric. So when the head goes up, it's like a cap on it. I hate it. I wish it was like an actual fucking hat because it looks so weird, and it's especially noticeable during the lip sync later. And I can't deal with it because I like the idea, the concept. And I was so confused about why the judges were confused with this look. I mean, it's clearly like a My Fair Lady kind of dress, but it's a bodysuit instead with everything being the same pattern and with the mask on. I don't know why that was confusing to anyone at any point. But yeah, it's that hat. That hat is all wrong. Next up is Baga. I liked it well enough. I hated that makeup. that gold, I don't know what it was about that gold. That gold just really threw it off for me. I think it would have worked better if it was just like either just like do normal normal colors rather than that gold metallic. It's just not doing it for me. I like that. I like the headpiece flower thing, and the dress is fine. It's just what Baga, it's like the thing with Baga is I just have to kind of accept the fact that the best thing they're going to wear all season is that yellow fur Mary J. Blige coat in their confessional. That's the best Baga's going to look, is that coat. Like if they make it to the finale, and they more than likely will, they should come out in that coat in drag, and that's the end of that. Like that is just what Baga's gonna be from that point forward. They should only ever have to wear that coat, because that is it. Like, and again, this is fine with me. Like I like it, but it's lower run overall. Is that clown in the bottom right? Is it a bigger toe? No. That's Blobby. That's Mr. Blobby. How can you not know Mr. Blobby? I don't... It's fine if you don't know Mr. Blobby. Oh, wow. Mr. Blobby's an icon. You should just do some Googling. Find out more about Mr. Blobby. Blue. I didn't like this. I was surprised by me not liking it, because I love a jumpsuit. I just don't like it. I love the horse headpiece. I think if they took it further with the horse details of like having like a mane of some sort, maybe having hooves, something like just something, horseshoes somewhere. It just... a saddle, I don't know, it just needed a little bit more detail with that, and I would have been fine. I'm just not a big fan of the actual garment itself. I mean, I love a jumpsuit, but it's just not working. I wish it had a horse tail, just something to really tie this all together, but it really is just a horse head on top of this dress, and that horse head's not saving it. I really get it when I think her name's Jade, I don't really know her, said that like it needed to take it further. It's like, and then Michelle was like, there's a horse head. It's like, so doesn't mean the outfit's good. The outfit needed to take it further. There's a horse head on top of her head. Cool. It needed to do more than that. And then we have Davina, who slayed in every possible aspect that you can find. There really is literally, well, the color of the shoe, there's no blue elsewhere. If there was a blue elsewhere, if that little thing tied around her neck was more of, if it had blue, or if the stars were blue, I think that would have worked. I just wish the shoe was a different color. Maybe like that maroon, like that's on her waist. I think that would have been cute. But of course, you know, probably didn't have that shoe in that color, so that's the only thing. But I loved the entire outfit. This is the best of the week for sure. Literally, I can't say anything negative about it. I loved it, and I think it's the best interpretation of this theme as well. Of course, if you're like, oh, the races, yeah, a jockey. Why wouldn't you be a jockey? I'm surprised more of them weren't jockeys, because that's like the obvious thing to do, I feel. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so the winning team was, of course, I want to call it Team Davina, but they didn't really have a team leader. Was the Frock Destroyers, and they all won. How? Why? Why would they all win? I don't get it. I don't understand. I need to know what their thought process was of having all three of them win. Because to me, it's like, it really sullies the wins at this point when we have so many multi-winners. We had it 2 weeks in a row. Baga has 3 wins under their belt. And they really deserved not two of them. Like, what the fuck? It does. It's so, and it's like, to me, it was obvious. Davina should have won. Davina deserved the win outright. They performed the best. They looked the best. Bottom line, you cannot argue that. She should have been the sole winner of this challenge. I don't like the double win, especially when we have fucking RuPaul doing it and deciding it. When RuPaul's the kind of motherfucker that goes out and says, not everyone deserves a participation award, even though, you know, the actual show gives participation awards, literal trophies. But it's just, to me, it's ridiculous. I don't know why it needs to be like that. It's like it just really makes the wins not really worth it anymore. And it's just, I really don't like it. I don't know why they do it. We have I mean, that's true. Like I agree. I do like, for me personally, at this point in the competition, I want Davina to win more than anyone. But it feels very clear that Vivian's gonna win. It just they really, and like, I love Blue, but Blue didn't deserve this win at all, like at all. And it should have just been Davina's win. It should have solely been Davina. Davina should have got their win, because now it feels like they didn't just win. It feels like, oh, she won because she was part of the group. Yeah, and they're really pushing Baga further and further. And yeah, it's just, I hate it. I don't know why they're doing this. This show, like, these are the kind of choices that really makes the show real iffy. Like, outside of that, this show has been great so far. But like, these choices of the double wins and stuff like that is just so, it just makes, it just cheapens it. It just cheapens it all. It goes beyond just like the wins of like them. It just cheapens the show as a whole, because it's not as satisfying. It's not as satisfying for the audience to have multiple winners. Bottom line, we want to see. That's why there's, you know, whole wikis that divvy up the score with like high, bottom, and wins and lows, and, you know, whatever it is. Because we care about this shit, and like, once you do shit like this, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. Because who cares? Who cares about who wins? Like, and maybe that's their strategy of doing it for, by the time it's top 4, top 3, we really don't know how it's gonna work. That they can really just pick anyone, and, you know, the points don't lie, but technically the points didn't really matter, so they can choose whoever they want. Maybe that's how it is. I don't know. So let's talk about the bottom two. Bottom two was Vivian and Crystal. I don't know if I really agree with that. Like, I think Vivian did do bad in the challenge, but Crystal deserved it. Cheryl, look at her outfit. Like, come on. She did pretty well in the challenge, but like, that outfit was bad. It was so bad. So for me, that could have been a toss-up. I think I would have been more fine with Cheryl. So I guess we're gonna, I forgot what I was about to say. It was Vivian. One thing I want to talk about this lip sync was the lighting. What the fuck? What the fuck with this lip sync? The lighting was so bright you couldn't see them at times. I have absolutely, maybe it was just, I had to go back and make sure, like, this wasn't a constant thing happening. If maybe I just had amnesia and forgot. No, it was just this episode decided it was gonna just turn it up a notch. It just make it extremely bright for no reason. I don't understand. So the actual lip sync, it was powered by Little Mix. I haven't always been a big Little Mix fan. Really, the main song I've ever known of Little Mix was Wasabi, because Wasabi is just that fucking song. and I will never get over that song. But Vivienne started off pretty strong, and I was really into it because they started off with really good energy from the very beginning. And then it kind of continued, and I was kind of getting into what Crystal was doing. And Crystal, like, there was a point where Crystal did the poorest Running Man I've ever saw. I mean, that was a Chingo Bling and Masmai's kind of Running Man. That was a bad Running Man. But, like, I was, like, getting into it, and then Crystal took off the entire hat and mask. And then that wig just really, really just... Ooh, that ruined her. Like, I think she had a semblance of a chance outside of the fact that Vivienne is kind of never going to go home because Vivienne is the Vivienne. But, like, that just sealed the deal, was that wig. It just covered her entire face the rest of the lip sync, and you could not tell what was happening with her anymore. So the Vivienne won, which I guess, works out. Lip sync rankings. This was pretty good on the list. I don't know if it was better than the last one, but it was pretty good. I think I preferred maybe the last lip sync to this one, but it wasn't that bad. It definitely wasn't the worst. I mean, they both, knew the words. Bottom line. They both, did movements. They weren't always the best, but there was some movements here and there. There were some lost shoes, but it kind of, I think I liked the telephone shoe moment at the end. So, that was cute. They made treasure out of trash. So, yeah, it was okay at this point. So we had to see Crystal go home, which I'm kind of sad for. I don't think Crystal really got her due on this show. I think Crystal actually performed better, but didn't get as much praise that I think she deserved, because I really, really liked Crystal a lot throughout this competition. I'm glad I've gotten to see some of her work, and I like, if there's ever, I mean, I'm not hoping for All Stars anytime soon. I mean, there's only one season, but like, when an All Stars is gonna happen, she will be on All Stars. I mean, that's so clear. How to rank the lip syncs? I can't remember them all, but whatever one. I can't remember. What episode are we on? I'm trying to remember the lip syncs. I just can't remember the songs. Would I Lie to You? That was the last one, right? That would be the best. What would be the worst? I think Gothies? I can't remember the lip sync songs. Because that's how I remember lip syncs, is which songs it was. It was that one. I can't remember. Is All Stars 5 coming out? I believe All Stars 5 is going to get announced. Oh, Venus, right. That was bad. Scaredy did so bad that one. Oh, I forgot about how bad it was. Yeah, anyways, I think All Stars 5 is going to be announced any day now. It's because I was looking at the dates for the past couple seasons of All Stars, and it got announced in October and November. So if it's going to get announced, it's going to get announced soon. And I'm kind of excited for it. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of inevitable. It just has to happen. New Rules, Venus, Would I Lie to You, Spice Up Your Life, and Power. Okay, so I thought Spice Up Your Life was probably the best. Maybe. Then Power. Then Would I Lie to You. New Rules or Venus? Those were... I'm gonna say... I'm gonna say New Rules, then Venus. That's a hard one. I think I have that correct if I'm remembering them. New rules have the reveals. Oh, right, the reveals. That's one thing that we can say for sure. This season has really showcased reveals. They're not really working right now. Reveals are not really in. They're not in vogue. We really need to like kind of try to step away from them because they're not working. Like Vinegar won with, you know, that one, but she kind of won by default. But like in this episode with Crystal, it's like they're not doing like no more reveals. No more reveals. I don't really know the cast of All Stars 5, but I'm excited. I think I know one person. Basically, people can't keep at least one person's name out their mouth about All Stars, which kind of tells me what's going to happen in All Stars. Yeah, you don't really reign. Like, you don't really think of it that way. Also, when there's two winners, which again, still bullshit, it again doesn't have that much of an impact. But yeah, is there anything else we need to talk about? I don't think there's been any news about anything really. So we may just end at some point here. I have not seen Pokemon leaks. I have blacklisted basically everything about Pokemon. So I am hiding away from Pokemon leaks. Isn't the format changing? Possibly. I would think the format of Drag Race All Stars, it's probably time to change when you have two winners. You know, it's probably time. BlizzCon, I don't want to talk about Blizzard. I really don't. They had such a non-apology. Overwatch 2, I think it's like I knew it was gonna happen, but also I don't think they envision Overwatch correctly as a, you know, entity. Like, how do you have a sequel to a game that had no story? Like, come on. Well, I thought that what they were going to do with Overwatch is they were going to, like, not have much story, then do a big movie, like a full movie that was CGI animation, because, you know, those are the best. It'll have such good moments. And then they were going to do that, and then it was going to be, like, a time jump, and that was going to be Overwatch 2. That's what I thought they were going to do with it. But no, it's literally like 2 seconds in the future and it's a sequel. It's like, no, I'm not here for that. And I don't want to pay for that game again. I don't want to pay for essentially the same game. Like, maybe if they made it an expansion, but it's not worth talking about because their response to the whole Hong Kong thing was bullshit. So yeah. So yeah, I guess that's it for this episode. There's no Dragula anymore, so I won't be here on Wednesdays/Thursdays anymore. Only Saturdays. Hopefully I will be streaming on Twitch at some time this week. I want to play Mario Kart. Skullgirls is on Switch. I don't care. I'm not good at fighting games. Yeah, no more Dragula chat. My mom tried to catch up. Dragula is on Netflix, which is cool. My mom tried to catch up with Dragula on Amazon, and then it got pulled halfway through her watching like episode 7 or something, and she was so mad. She was so angry that happened. I was like, because I kind of heard rumblings of it moving to Netflix, and I was like, I don't see how that's gonna happen. It's on Amazon, and then it got taken off of Amazon. Was Dragula good? Dragula was very good. I very much enjoyed Dragula. If you've not watched it, I suggest it, and it's on Netflix now, so you can easily access it. if you have Netflix. And if you don't have Netflix, you know someone with Netflix. I want to know what happened to. And also, season 1 is not there, though. So that's kind of... It is only in the US. Find a VPN. It's not hard. But only seasons 2 and 3 are on Netflix, which sucks because season 1, they added a lot of stuff for the like digital TV releases of season 1, and I never watched it though. So I wanted to see what like the interviews they added and all the extra content they added to like basically pad out the show. Because I never saw that before, but now I actually can't. Will I play Untitled Goose Game? No, I don't really think I'm gonna play that game. I kind of lived through the memes of Untitled Goose Game, and that was it for me. I didn't really need anything beyond it, though. It is still on YouTube. Season 1 is still a good watch on YouTube, but I wanted to see the extras. So I think that's it. That's all we have. I'll see you guys next week. And what's next week? Next week is a acting challenge. It's like a PSA. No, it's a water. It's not a PSA. I thought it was a PSA because that was the preview for Davina. Unfortunately, it's like a branding challenge, which tends to be good challenges. I like those challenges. So yeah, that'll be fun. And we'll see you there. So bye guys. I love you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.